This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, here on August 26, 2021. And I have a return guest today, somebody I had on actually 5 years ago, I believe September 5 years ago. And love seeing this woman, welcoming her back. Due to the pandemic, we were not able to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, but that's okay, because she's worth having on here this year. And folks, we got the lovely, the beautiful Tiffany Helm, aka Violet. How you do, Tiffany?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I cleaned 3 buildings last night and I got home and I was like, my cat did not have my dinner ready for me,
They don't. And I got, well, I don't know if you can see her, but there's my assistant.
There you go.
And the cat's out there in the window someplace. But yeah, they have their support around the house in other ways, but definitely they're not very good at cleaning stuff up or cooking.
Oh, they're good at making a mess.
And they're good at being emotional support, and you're happy to see them, and good for my brain.
Yeah.
And this one gets me out walking. Not so much the cat though.
Cat doesn't get you out walking? No.
She has a harness. I take her outside so she can get fresh air, but she's not one of those walking cats that you see like all over Instagram and stuff. I was hoping she would be, but it's not her MO.
So. My cat's studying for his PhD in laziness. I think he's studied overstudied. He's over there sleeping behind a clothes basket over there.
But that's what they do.
If he gets over here, I put him on camera here before.
Right on.
Nancy Allen had a really nice reaction to him. He's like, I just want to take it with his little face. My cat's like embarrassed. You're exploiting me.
That's right. Sign a waiver.
Yeah.
They're all my. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I love your pink shirt. What is that on your shirt?
It's a llama.
You got a llama on your shirt.
I do have a llama on my shirt. This was actually, I think they were Old Navy pajamas, but I saw the shirt. I'm like, I wear it anywhere I can. So, yeah.
Do you have a llama too?
No, we're in a condo. This is not, and we're not in an area that would be suitable for llamas. So no, we actually at one point wanted to do that and we were making things happen and it just kind of went sideways. So no llamas.
You weren't going to do the Napoleon Dynamite thing where you go out in the backyard and say, eat your food,
eat your dinner. No, we were actually going to be doing like a llama trekking business because they have very soft feet, so they can go on trails without messing up trails, unlike, horses and donkeys and such. So we were actually, it was a business model that my husband was working on doing, but it's a longer story. It's already become a long story, but it's actually a longer story, which I won't go into. But yes, we do love llamas. How can you not love llamas?
Well, when I go cleaning, I see some pictures on some of the building walls that say "No problema." Pictures of llamas on there.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Before our interview, I did dig this out though. From back when I interviewed you 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? I'm concerned. Nice. Yeah. Right on.
I like all the colors there in the background.
Oh, well, the like room was amazing.
That purple and.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun talking with art direction about that, props, and of course the story of wanting to die in front of the Sid Vicious picture, and we couldn't because of his estate. I'm like, Sid Vicious had an estate? I guess he did. They all do.
I guess.
But yeah, it was a very cool room.
Yeah, I always liked that scene in the movie. Cindo Echo owes you an awful lot of credit for giving them
I know, right? And still not, I haven't heard anything. I follow, I don't know if it's a fan page or them or whatever, but I do follow one on Instagram. I finally stopped. I'm like, you guys, man, you give me nothing. So that's all right. Stay humble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's okay.
So I still have this picture. I'm not one of these people that sells autographs. I don't agree with that. I keep all of my autograph and memorabilia. So I've got a few new beginning ones. I've got Melanie Kinnaman picture here. I've got Bob DeSimone. I got him and Ron Sloan, who wants to come on here in October, and I don't know. I get a few of you. I don't have Debbie Sue, which it's just funny considering I'm a co-producer on this.
Oh, nice. Excellent. I love the graphic. Really
Yeah.
just excellent work. It's exciting.
Yeah, this was back when Tom Matthews was still involved with it and Adrian King was still involved with it. And they had to pull out, which is unfortunate because when I went to Horrorama in 2019, outside Kane Hodder, Tom Matthews had the most comments on this shirt I was wearing. I said, Debbie Sue, you might want to see what you could do there. You got a lot of attention on there, but oh well. But nonetheless, I called a lot of people during the pandemic to see how they were doing. I remember I gave you a call one day, and
yeah, and I appreciate that. And
mm-hmm.
you supported my mom in a difficult time, and yeah, you're cool, man.
Oh yeah.
So I'm happy to check in with you when you want.
How's Brooke doing?
She's good. She's good. She's doing well. She was supposed to come and visit us though, and again with the ebb and flow of the pandemic, it's been like I think 2.5 years since I've seen her. So her trip got canceled again. So that's a drag, but we do talk every week. So she's doing well.
Well, she handled Freddy Krueger, I mean, the pandemic worse than Freddy.
I guess. It gets you when you're asleep and you're awake. So,
Yeah.
So I would say that's a yeah, it's worse than Freddy.
Yeah, I was happy to have Brooke on here, and we chatted a lot about you and your dancing. I was wondering if she was the one that taught you, because I remember I saw a clip of her.
No.
I saw a clip of her where I forget the movie. It was in the 60s where she's in kind of a bird cage there dancing. And
right.
Is that where your daughter learned it? Did you teach her the robot dance?
No, my mom's wasn't a dancing fool, but she did for that one movie. I think I've seen that movie too. Yeah, all her her go-go stuff.
There you go. There you go. Well, how have you been doing during the pandemic? How have you been keeping?
Good. I mean, I'm an introvert, so it's like, stay inside, and I do all my indoor projects, do a lot of photoshopping, baking, walk the dog. And I did I've done 2 rounds of this incredible acting class that was all online. It was all Zoom, and you learn the Zoom tools because it'll be interesting if and when this thing settles down to see, what has changed as a result of, right? So like casting people have found that I'm sure they're really happy, they can see even more people, and they just go through. It's because it's all, I mean, self-tape was a way of auditioning before, but now it's become the norm, and callbacks are done via Zoom, which is awesome. But it's a whole different way of approaching the craft, right? So yeah, I've been keeping busy. I'm introverts do just fine with this.
So let me get this straight. You say you walk the dog, or does the dog walk you?
No. Well, she encourages me to get out, But no, it's good, and it's really nice. I mean, we're fortunate because, you know, the height or the loath of the pandemic, you know, we live in this really beautiful area that's got lots of space and good air. So getting out was really, it was very accessible to us, and very, I don't know, like practicing self-care, right? So it's a joy to get out and walk, where I would think about, you know, people in the city who are in a basement apartment with maybe maybe one window, maybe none. Are you in a basement apartment with
Yeah.
no windows? Okay, so it's like
Oh,
my
I get a
heart went
window
out to
behind
you.
me, but
Okay, hey, that's a
yeah.
window. But it's yeah. So for everybody, it was very different. I mean, I think that I was very grateful for where we are, and I mean, at the same time, because of where we are, we could have been absolutely devastated by the pandemic, because, you know, we have one hospital. It's a small town, and people, it's a tourist town, so lots of people coming through here, uh, and, you know, a lot of sick people coming through here. It got kind of scary here for a little while. And then we have Banff just up the road, which is a party town, and lots of young people, who weren't as cautious as us older folk. So it kind of ran rampant through Banff. And again, it's the cases are way up in Banff, and we're dealing with it again. So, but all in all, I'm grateful. I'm still here. I'm not sick. My mom didn't get sick. She was super careful being in LA. Um, and yeah, I mean, I know people who have been sick. I know people who have died from this. Unfortunately, it has not been like within my tight circle. But I know lots of people who've been absolutely devastated by this. So my heart goes out to them. And on we plod through it.
We got the jump on it here in New Brunswick, you know. And we were death free until a doctor in Camelton decided to leave the province,
Mhm.
and he brought it back, and one of his elderly patients got it and died. And so our numbers were not big, but I didn't I usually work alone. Like when I'm sent somewhere to clean, I usually do back shift, or I do someplace where it's just me, you know, so I'm not around a lot of people.
Right.
Although I was in the mall a couple weeks ago to go to a movie. I've been actually going back to the movie theater since July 2020. So but I went in there, and I'd say about 75% of the people weren't wearing masks. So I'm like, I think people are just wanting to get back to normal. I'm double vaxxed, so, and I wasn't affected by it. But
Because you're like,
yeah, frog in my throat. Actually, it's funny because the day I got my second vax, I had to get a new car because my old car stalled on me going down a busy street, which wasn't fun. And the mechanics did not know what was wrong with it. So I didn't have time to stop, but it wiped out my supervisor for a few days. So I got to
mm,
rip her about it. So no, I worked through it, and my parents, who were both terminally ill, surprisingly weren't affected by the vaccine. So, but I know people that don't want to get it either. Um, and I'm not going to judge them, you know, to each their own. Um, I probably wouldn't have gotten vaccinated had it not been for the fact that I wanted to travel to Toronto this fall, because I'm not around enough people, you know. But I got vaccinated because, well, I've gone 2 years without a vacation, and it's no point in me taking a week off to sit around my apartment. I can do that when I'm not working, and my cat is in overtime doing it. So that is my story. But I called a few of my guests during the pandemic because I was like, I learned this from Lisa Langlois, who was the woman that first invited me to a convention. You know, she said, not too many people are texting, not enough voices. And so I picked up the phone and I called a few people, and just to see how they were doing,
No, I
So
appreciated that. That was really
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So yeah, hopefully this thing will leave us, and I'm looking forward to Frightmare in the Falls in October. So I'm going to stay a weekend in Toronto.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be going to New Jersey at the end of October. We'll see how that goes, though.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah. Are you affiliated? I don't know. I've been on his webpage. You're affiliated with Sean Clark, right?
No,
No? Okay. I
no.
don't know who.
No, I Stacy, why did I just lose her last name? Stacy Lee.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Stacy,
about.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So CNC Productions, they represent me for HorrorCon. So I'm heading to New Jersey at the end of October, supposedly, and I'm mixed feelings. I'm super excited. It'll be good to get out there. There aren't going to be, but I mean, they have a very wide range of people. Like, I guess they're doing a Mr. Belvedere cast reunion. So I'm like, I don't know where I fit in there.
You're going to teach them the robot dance.
Yeah, well, and I think Sybil Danning's going to be out there. So, I mean, there's that. But I think what I'm most excited about too, I have a couple of Facebook friends that I haven't really met in person. And it's like, I know we have a lot of those, but occasionally you get those people who you've never met in person, like you, for example. And you just click, right? So you want to make it a point to actually meet them. So I think if I do go, I'll get to see some friends like in person, and I'm excited about that. But it's just, again, I think that I don't know how there's going to be a lot of people at the show and a wide range. It's chiller, right? And it's a wide range of genres. So, yeah, we'll see. And I mean, and it may be a moot point, because if the pandemic's like crazy out of control, which it seems to be headed that way again, I may not be going. So we'll see. But I am scheduled to be at Chiller at the end of October in New Jersey.
You're going to chill at Chiller?
Chill at Chiller. And it'll be nice to get out for a little bit. Like, I'm getting a little cabin fever. I've been in this province for the entire time, and I'm just like, get me out. I'm following all the Iceland travels. I want to get out to Newfoundland. Isle of Skye is like my destination point. I told my husband, I'm like, we need to make a anniversary trip there next year. Do like that triangle.
New Brunswick.
Well, go up to Nova Scotia, right? Then like we go to Newfoundland, and then jog on over to Iceland, and then drop down to Scotland, and then back over and across. It's a beautiful triangle. And my husband's like, yeah, we could kayak between Newfoundland and Iceland. I'm like, isn't that where the Titanic sunk? He's like, an iceberg's not going to sink a kayak. He's like, he is the adventurous guy. I'm like, I'd rather just be sipping on a latte in Reykjavik, but that's me.
It's funny. The last time I interviewed you was in 2016. And at that time, the thought of traveling never crossed my mind, because I'm 49 now. But
oh my God.
well, you're 39. I got you by 10 years.
57.
What,
57. 5, 7. Me. So
57 what?
oh, stop it.
57 what? 57 llama shirts you have?
Yeah. 57 foster dogs.
You look good.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I feel good. It's it's luck of the draw if you age well, and if you don't, I mean, who knows? It's always weird to hear that and be like, oh, I guess, thank you. Yeah, I
Well,
mean, I'm definitely, I feel, I mean, I look my age. I mean, these are the roles I'm going out for now, and that's fine. I'm kind of embracing of it. I'd rather present myself as my
39.
age. No, I'm not someone who tries to sell themselves as younger. When I did my recent headshots, it's always hard editing those headshots because I naturally want to like get rid of all the wrinkles and stuff. I'm doing
What
an
wrinkles?
interview. I want to like Photoshop and make it look really nice. And then it's, you got to present yourself as you are.
Well, what
That's
photos do you shop for?
anyway, my headshots look like me. They look like how I am. I mean, because that's, casting director, if you have something that's really massively touched up, they're going to be like, who is this person? You walk in and like, it's very different. So I'm fine embracing my age. I try to just take care of myself and be active and eat well, and so that I can stick around for a while. No guarantees though.
Your mom's 39 too.
Okay. Okay.
You know what? Last time I spoke to you, I had not traveled at all. I lived here my whole life, and about as far as I've ever been is Prince Edward Island. And Lisa Langlois from class of 1984, she was on my show a second time, and we got talking about travel. And she asked what was stopping me. And like Marlon Brando in The Godfather, she made me an offer I could not refuse. She invited me to assist her at Horrorama in Toronto. I couldn't say no to that. And to this day, I'm the only one in my family who's ever gotten on a plane. In fact, my family is still shocked I got on a plane by myself. But I was like, I was going to meet Lisa. I've known that movie since the 80s. Now she and I talk weekly or bi-weekly. We send each other Christmas gifts. She sent me a little Santa hat with a little beard on it for my cat, which he did.
Oh,
Yes,
he's not impressed, eh?
Skittles was not impressed. but nonetheless, she and I have become really good friends. And I have not met Nancy McLaughlin, but she's another one I talk to regularly, you know. And so I've kind of gotten in that niche. And after that first Horrorama, it's like I got the bug. I got the bug, and I've done 3 Horror-ramas. Those are run by Chris Alexander, who used to edit for Fangoria magazine.
Okay.
And I hope they get you out there at some point. And I did 1 Toronto Comic Con, although I have to say Horror-rama Comic Con was fun, but Horror-rama was more intimate.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
specific, right? Again, it's, what I'm saying about the genres. It's nice to have the specific genres at these, so they're not these huge, like cattle call type things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the smaller shows.
Yeah. And Horrorama got canceled this year, but not because of the pandemic. It was because they just didn't have time to schedule people.
Right.
So Frightmare in the Falls is going on, and Lisa suggested I try that. And I was like, okay. So I'm gonna go. Laura Vandervoort's supposed to be there, and I'm like, I'll get her to sign my Ted Blu-ray. I mean, that's a horror film, is it not?
I don't know, is it?
That's the one with the bong smoking teddy bear in it.
Right. Yeah.
It's
pretty entertaining.
There you go.
It's I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. It's got very clever writing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do have this here. I got one of these.
Nice.
Yep. And of course, here's part 5. Although I don't know why they used that cover. I'm so used to the white hockey mask on the front.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I think, yeah, I don't. Not my department.
There you are, right there. Well, if you can
Yep.
see you right there by Robin, by the clothesline. I take it you guys did not like chocolate smudges on your clothes.
Do you?
Ah, Kitty's tried that with me a few times.
Like kitty chocolate smudges or real chocolate smudges?
Oh, jeepers. If I have, no, not that kind of chocolate smudge. I guess the point I'm trying to make is he will track on the, he'll jump up on the bed and he'll track. Like if there's, if the floor hasn't been cleaned in a couple
Yeah.
days. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a tidy, our kitty's pretty tidy. She keeps herself clean. But yeah, like sitting up on counters and stuff in the kitchen, that bums me out. I'm like, oh, kitty butt, like up on a counter where we keep food and stuff. Like, no, I mean, she's tidy and all that, but get your cat butt off of the kitchen counter there. Little princess.
Yeah, mine's still over there sleeping. I'm like, eventually he might come over here. I'll have to show him to you before the end of this interview.
Please do.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I've been surviving this. I am looking forward to going out this fall, and I'm not really worried about it, to be frank. But I do have a little story about you. I heard when I was at my first Horrorama.
Oh boy. Okay.
Because I went there and I assisted Lisa, and Lisa showed me all around Toronto. She taught me how to use the subways and street, because we don't have that stuff here,
Right.
So she taught me all about that, and I went with her when she got her photos done and stuff, which allowed me to see the city some more. I'll tell you, getting off a plane after being in Fredericton and being in Toronto, it was like I'm not in Kansas anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It was a world I was not used to, but I come to enjoy it. But that same weekend that Horrorama went on in 2017, Horror Hound was going on in Chicago.
Yep.
And Lisa was contacted by Lynn Griffin and Sean Sullivan of, well, she's in Black Christmas, he's in Wayne's World.
Mm-hmm.
And they've both been on my show 3 times, and they wanted to know when I was leaving Toronto. And because they wanted to meet up with me before I left. And so Lisa got in touch with me, and I was like, I'd be delighted. So the 4 of us met at a restaurant, and she had some stuff there signed for me and whatnot. And I asked her about Horror Hound, and she said she enjoyed it, but she says, yes, but Tiffany Helm did not have fun. She told me that you had some problems on the flight going home. You
Oh
got
my God. No. In Chicago, no. That's incorrect, because we drove out of there. My
okay.
family and I were on a cross-country trip, and we were able to include Chicago as part of our trip. So we actually drove in and drove out. There was no flight. No, what was
Maybe I got the event
it
mixed
was,
up.
yeah, which one was it? Oh God, I can't think. Where was I coming back from? Ohio.
Oh,
Right?
Ohio. Okay,
Ohio.
maybe that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ohio. College town, right? Yeah. And yeah, the HorrorCon was great. See, I thought you were going to talk about my dog's paw in the door again, which I
Oh,
think
I
we
don't
covered
know
the
about
last
that.
time we talked.
Yeah.
No, that's what happened in Chicago. I was able to have my whole family, obviously, because we were on this cross country trip, and we had our dog, different dog than this our border collie Graffiti. And it was one of those automatic doors, and or like the way that it shut, I was coming through there, and it got on her paw. And I mean, it took me you know, I mean, and stoic dog, but she was like, yeah, I mean, she was like screaming, and it's like, I'm trying to assess what's happening. And I saw what happened, and I was able to like figure it out and get the door off of her paw very, very quickly. But obviously it attracted some attention. And there was actually somebody there. There was a fan who's got a YouTube channel who was filming. And
Oh,
I was like, I was mortified. And he actually, when he posted about it, but he had talked with me afterwards about Graffiti's well-being, and I'm like, she's good. It was just, she was more surprised than anything getting her foot caught under the door. But it definitely, because it's a big hotel, so it, you know, and it kind of like the high ceilings, it echoed. So she was like, yipe, 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 you know. But she was fine. No, the flight back Ohio, it was that was a fiasco. There was bad weather, and I do not fly well. So I had to get medication from my doctor. She's like, you know, take one, and you can take two, you can even take up to 3 of these things. And I'm not going to do 3, but I had like taken this medication, and the weather made everybody, like, we had to go to different parts of the airport, and it was really bad. And I was like on this medication, so I was trying to be coherent. And then the plane left earlier than it was supposed to leave, and nobody was helping. It was awful. So they ended up having to put me in a hotel. I can't remember where we flew into. It must have been in Ontario. And then they had a cab picking me up really early in the morning. So I was on no sleep, and I had taken this medication the night before. So I was like, I felt just out of my mind, and they shuttled me to the airport, and obviously I got home fine. But for somebody who doesn't like to fly, it was a very traumatic experience. Met some great people though. But yeah, it was a rough flight back. I was like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. And was that the last time I flew? That might have been the last time I flew. But then, you know, you get over it, and it's like, okay, well, we'll do it again. So yeah.
Yeah, Lynn Griffin mentioned that when we were in the restaurant. She says, you know, Tiffany Helm? And I was like, yeah, I've interviewed Tiffany. And she said, she didn't have such a nice trip back.
Yeah, it was the Ohio one. The HorrorCon was great because it was a reunion. It was a Friday the 13th 5 reunion. So we had a lot of people there, and super fun, felt like family, a lot of familiar faces. So it was good. It was just, yeah, that flight back was rough.
Well, I've only taken Porter Airlines, and I love that. It's a smaller plane, but
No, thank you.
That's the first time I've ever been on a plane. I was nervous about it when I first went, and I took some gravel. I didn't really need it. It was like a bus in the sky.
If you say so.
Yeah, well, I got up there and I was like, okay, I just plugged into my headphones, and they served food, and I was all down for that. So once we landed in Toronto, I was like, okay. Of course, Lisa, I could phone her when I needed, because she was my connection. So I needed to know where to go here.
Right.
And yeah, so she met with me, and she showed me how to use the subways and stuff. And I had a blast.
It's a big city. It's like, when we drove through, I was like, whoa. I mean, it's bigger in a different way than I would say LA or Seattle is. It's different than New York. There's just, it's a big, wide city. I mean, it seems like there are multiple cities within Toronto, right? It's like these sections. And I mean, similar in LA, that like driving, if you need to go from a center of town to another center of town, you're going to travel a big distance, where like New York seems more consolidated. Like you just hop on a subway or whatever, and you can scoot around. And I mean, same thing there, but you're still limited to like a portion of the town, right?
Mhm.
It seemed vast, and the traffic was terrible.
Well, here's a question. I don't know. I might have asked you this on the last interview, but I'm going to ask, since it's been 5 years, I'll see if this has been updated. What's the strangest thing you've ever been asked to sign?
Strangest thing I've ever been asked to sign. You did ask me this before.
Oh, did I? Okay.
And it was kind of just a broad question, because I couldn't really, I can't pinpoint any one particular thing. I know that one of my favorite things to sign, like the albums, I think are great. It's really cool. But people have me sign the hockey masks. They'll have these very unusual posters from other countries. Yeah, the knives. I don't know if you saw, you can actually see it on my Instagram. There was, and I don't, oh shoot. There's someone who makes these hand painted knives, and I want to give them a shout out. So as you're like, maybe do some filler time while I find this, because the work is really amazing. And I'm just kind of filling time here where I can find this.
Yeah.
Because the work, if you go onto my Instagram, you'll see it, but I'm going to tell you exactly who this is. Let's find where.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Where the heck? There. Okay.
Yeah.
So where is this person? 1428th Street is the for Instagram.
Okay.
So let's see if I can, I don't know. I'm going to hold this up. Can you see that?
I can see that.
So they do this like, and they do a bunch.
That's great.
Yeah. So again, I'm going to try and find there's 1428th Street. But they do, let's find some other ones here. So, but like anything that you want painted on a knife. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if there's somebody more horror.
There you go.
So yeah, they do. So this was getting sent to me here. This was not at a horror con. And I was a little nervous because I'm like, oh, you're sending a dagger in the mail internationally. I'm like, I don't know how well this is going to fare. There have been all kinds of problems sending things back and forth, signed things like posters have gotten lost in the mail, and it's been quite upsetting for all parties involved. But the knives somehow got there fine. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool, that work, that I have my likeness painted on a knife. Bet you can't say you do.
Here's a question. Do you have ever have anybody come up to you at these cons that is dressed and had their hair done like Violet?
I actually, and again, my friend just posted, my friend who runs Signal 13 Pins. There's another shout out if you want some cool pins. But he just posted, I don't even know where I can find it, but somebody had, they dressed up as Jason and Violet for one of the shows. So let's see if I can find that too. And he just tagged me in. I mean, that's pretty cool. God, I'm on social media way too much. I'm just like scrolling through all this crap. Oh yeah, because we had the fires, right? So we had fires here, and
oh, that's right. You guys did recently.
Yeah, we did. Here. Okay. And again, I don't have myself. Can you see that?
Oh wow, I do see that. They put some work into that.
Yeah, right? They're rocking it.
Yeah. Did you do the robot dance with them?
I wasn't at this horror con. So no, the only thing I'm doing, I haven't been to a horror con in quite a while. In fact, I was going to be doing one, this chiller that was originally scheduled right before lockdown happened, right? And this is the reschedule of the one that went away during lockdown. But I haven't done a horror con in quite a while. So hopefully some horror people show up there. I don't know where I'll be. I think I'm going to be probably hard to find. I'm guessing. I looked at the lineup and I was like, ooh,
Oh,
I'm kind of a little bit lower on the food chain than quite a few people out there. So, but like I said, I'm really super looking forward to meeting friends there, and who knows? We'll see how it goes.
I'd go see you if I was there.
Come to New Jersey.
I gotta get a passport to do that, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't have people have asked me too, but I haven't done any traveling to the States. I'm just getting used to traveling to Toronto. You guys will have to be patient with me.
That's fine. I'm actually wanting to travel out there just because there's a heck of a lot of work for actors out there.
Hmm.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, but I'm hoping Chris Alexander can bring you to Horrorama some year. They can
That
get
would be
you.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, he's asked me about people that because I like to get a lot of people from Canada if they can. I had
Yeah.
mentioned that you are now Canadian based, and so and Frightmare at the Falls is going to be my first year doing that, and I'm excited about it. I'm
Cool.
excited. Yep. I'm not nervous about it. I got my two pokes, so I'm,
No guarantees. I have a good friend of mine whose daughter, who's in her 30s, is very sick with it, and she's double vaccinated. None of the rest of her family got it. She got it from her daughter, and but people are Delta variant don't care. So
oh
I'm hoping that Canada sees fit to do the boosters. I'll be in line to get that. Um, you know, I saw a great meme today that was like, even dogs have to have all their shots before they play with each other. So
yeah.
get your freaking shot. I'm not pro vax. Like I don't get flu shots or anything like that. I did this past year just because I figured it was a little extra insurance, but I'm not super pro vax, but this is one I don't want to really screw around with. I
No.
still got stuff to do, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So what do you think that well, last year, of course, we forget about 35. We'll celebrate the 36th anniversary of A New Beginning. Can you believe that? People still talking about what did your husband think of your role as Violet?
He doesn't, he's never seen it. I mean,
Oh,
he's seen the clips. Yeah, he hasn't seen it. I
no.
actually, when I did Red Letter Day, the the DVD, you know how they have the special features on DVDs. I
Mhm.
am the special feature on the DVD, and it's the producer did a great job, and well, the DP, and he found all this stuff on me, like documented my whole career from way early on, and found very obscure stuff that I haven't been able to find, and put together this great clip that's on the special features. And I was like, this is really cool. This is like, if ever when I lose my cognitive abilities, I can like see it and go, hey, that's what happened. There's the timeline. Um, but yeah, my husband hasn't even watched that. I mean, we went to the Red Letter Day premiere together, and the In the Tall Grass on Netflix that I did, and
Were you in the tall grass?
I wasn't. I was at the seedy gas station.
No, I mean,
I know what you're saying, but
yeah.
literally. So yes, I was in the tall grass, but I was actually at the kind of, we'll say, rustic gas station. I'm just a gas station attendant who just gives a few looks, and that's about it. Um, but super fun to work on.
Mm-hmm. And
Uh, Go ahead.
I was going to say Reformed Schoolgirls is celebrating this anniversary this year, 35th.
Yeah, in fact, I did a thing for the German release of it, and I think quite a few months ago they said that they had put the whole thing together and they were going to send me a copy. I've yet to see it, so who knows? Maybe it's again stuck in Canadian customs, as so many things. They must be having a freaking party there, I gotta say, and they must be looking at some of the stuff like the weird posters that come through there. But yeah, they were supposed to be sending me an updated video because I did a pretty extensive interview for them as well.
Yeah.
So,
No, we do need to talk about some of your newer films that you've done, because you've got I got your IMDb up here, and Red Letter Day.
yeah.
So this is not like Red Letter Kenny.
No, it's not.
That'd be a different movie.
Yeah. No, it's an indie horror, like kind of campy. Great story. I had so much fun working on that. Yeah, really cool story where everybody in this little suburban town gets a letter with their picture and the picture of somebody else in the neighborhood, and they're told that they have to kill this neighbor, and that they got, like, somebody else got their picture as well, so somebody's going to be coming after them. So it's great premise, right? And
reminds me of The Purge.
Yeah, something like that. But it's like, so is this a joke? Is this for real? And then like shit starts getting real, right? But it's done, the amount of blood and everything makes there's a camp element to it, which is it's really I think it's a really fun film. So I did that, and I actually just finished up a short film that's going to be super cool. I don't know where it's going to be released, called Death Rattle. So it's a short. It's like a 5-minute film. But it's really interesting. It documents and they shot it on film, so it's very cool. But it documents a woman's life through a series of sounds and death, who is normally, holding the scythe, right? That hooded figure. So this death figure is actually holding a boom mic and is recording it. But this isn't funny. No laughing. Recording your sounds, like your moments in life, like the real moments that you hang on to throughout your life. And it documents this woman's life from birth until death. And I got to be the woman as about my age, maybe a little bit younger, maybe like 40s. And then when she dies, so I got to die again on film, which was always fun and very, I don't know, you get to work through some stuff when you die on screen. So it's a very cool film. I don't know where it's going to be, probably at festivals and stuff, because it's a shorty. But just, I talked to the director and read the script. I'm like, oh my God, I so badly want to be involved in this. So I was, and I can't wait to see it. So that's one thing that's not on IMDb.
Talk about your role in, let me see, Red Letter Day. Talk about you're playing Nicole Morris, according to IMDb.
Yeah, I'm just kind of the really kind of creepy church lady.
Okay.
Who's just like, yeah, it's all good. This is, Jesus has your back, and this is kind of what I've been groomed for, this emergency situation in the neighborhood. And I'm gonna help, because that's what good Christians do. And yeah, but it's a little, where there doesn't seem like there's much else going on, where it's all church. So yeah, that's.
So
That's
creepy
Nicole
church.
Morris.
So creepy church lady and creepy gas attendant.
I wasn't a creepy gas station attendant. I was a surly gas station attendant. But in Come True, I was a
Yeah,
creepy old lady.
well,
So
they must have really made you up because,
I'm
for you to go from 39 to an old woman.
well, that's why I said I love going out for these roles because I embrace them. I'm fine with showing my age. I'm fine showing older. And the nice thing is if I go out for like the really old roles, like I can still remember lines. Like check back with me in about 10 years and I may not be able to remember my line, you know. So now I can still remember my lines. Although on Red Letter Day, I know there was a series of rewrites, which are great. We love rewrites, and director wanted to give me more, but it was like the day of shooting, and I'm like, oh really? I get to say more? I'm like, oh crap, my brain can only hold on so much information. So he actually did have to give me lines a couple of times. But you'll see. You're just a young whippersnapper. You'll see in a few years it gets that short-term memory starts going.
Yeah, my cat said he'll remember everything.
And
No.
remind you of your failings.
Yeah, he's documenting it in his sleep.
Yep.
So do you I need to also mention 13 Fanboy because apparently my picture is going to be in the movie.
Cool.
Yeah, I have a big crush on Tracy Savage. I've had her on here a couple times, and I told her last time I had her on, I said, you know how much money I spent on that movie because Debbie Sue dropped your name. Anyway, my picture's going to be in a scene with her, and according to the editor, he said apparently my picture gets splattered blood.
Nice.
I'm
That's
like,
excellent.
okay,
That's a moment. You should have that as a lead-in for your show. Like that.
yeah.
That's a great lead-in.
Well, I don't know if we'll get that here or not, but October 22nd,
Yep.
I will be in Toronto from the 28th of October to November 4th. With Toronto, I'm thinking I might have a shot at seeing it somewhere there.
Well, we'll be able to get it somewhere. I mean, it's like Come True. Even though it was a Canadian production, it was only released in the States, and I was trying to see it just so I could have a piece for my reel, and I finally was able to get it off of iTunes. Yes, I still use iTunes. I have no shame. I love iTunes. I'm not going to get rid of all that freaking music I've collected over the years.
I've still got
Sorry.
all my music on my phone, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually iTunes has a purpose for me. Spotify
Mm-hmm.
at work and iTunes at home. But yeah, I pulled it off of iTunes. So I'm sure, I mean, it sounds like she Debbie's like really well, there's theaters that she's lining up too for it. So it could really take off. And I would imagine there'll be some streaming service that picks it up because I would love to see it too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to do an in-person thing there, but I was really excited that just my pictures were going to be used in it. So I was actually trying to think as I'm like, so would that qualify as being featured or as a thanks to? Because there was that, the scene of Juliet and I hanging laundry in Friday the 13th was actually used in another film that was, what was the film? You don't know this bit of trivia? It
I
was used,
didn't.
it's, shoot, and I don't have it on my IMDb because again, it's just, there's a scene, and it was a big film. I mean, it was a big box office film in like, I think early 90s, where that scene is on a TV that is being watched. So I
Oh,
actually got residuals from the from them showing the scene of me and Juliet in the film. But again, I never put it on my as a credit because I didn't actually do any secondary work. So I was going to see if having photographs in a film qualifies. Would that be considered featured? Or would it be, again, like if there going to be credits like thanks to, and then they usually will give a bunch of names, which I would think that's what it would be. So it wouldn't qualify for IMDb. But I'm like, yeah, load up IMDb. Anything I can find, like throw it on there.
Well, my co-producer credit's going to be at the beginning of the film, and it's going to be at the end of the film, according to Raleigh C. Morris.
Well, you're producing though. So in addition to your picture being used, you
Yeah.
are, so producer, that's definitely an IMDb credit. I just don't know that, I mean, I don't even know how my picture is going to be used. I was thrilled. I was like, yeah, sure, cool. Here, have a bunch.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a scene with Tracy Savage, and I had to jump at that. So, and yeah, I know Ron Sloan wants to come on here in October because he's going to be in it, and
Yep.
yep. I'm kind of interested to see him and Carol Locatel in a scene together in that, because apparently they do a scene together.
That's awesome. I bet that's gold.
I bet it
Yeah, I
is.
want to see it too, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I've got my name on a few films, but I had to pull back. I get a lot of people hit me up to support their movies, and I'm like, I've had to tell a few people that I'm just a cleaner. I don't do this podcast for money. I do this because I enjoy it. I don't make money at it. And my savings took a hit recently because I had to get a new car. I had to get a CPAP machine because I didn't want to die in my sleep. So my savings took a hit. So I've told people, I said, you can promote your project on my show. But I said, I until I'm better financially, I can't put my name on any more of these movies. And I get hit up a lot. But the first one I put my name on was 13 Fanboy, and really glad I did. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Very excited for it. So yeah, and I'm no actor, but I do cameo in 9 James Balsamo movies.
Oh, okay.
He goes to these cons and he gets the celebrities there to make cameos in his movies. And he approached me one night. I was at work and it was 4 a.m. I was having my lunch, and he asked me if I'd shoot my own death scene for Cool as Hell 2. And I phoned him up. It was midnight where he was. I had to ask him what the context of me shooting my own death scene for this movie. And I've seen his movies. My poor acting is not going to affect his movie because his movies are very trauma X, So I'm not going to hurt it. So I just found out that the movie It Wants Blood, which I appear in twice, I just shot it on my phone and sent it. Didn't have to leave here. I guess it played at the Chinese Theater in Los Angeles, and I'm like,
No.
yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm being watched on a television by Eric Roberts. I'm in scenes with Eric Roberts, and I never met the guy.
That is freaking cool.
I'm like, yeah.
That's
And
excellent.
I guess they were
I
at
love it.
Delicacies doing a signing, and I said to James, I said, look, could I get a Blu-ray signed by you and whoever's going to be there for that? And he said, sure. So like he's there, and Brink Stevens, and I forget who else, So like Eric Roberts wasn't there, but I hope to meet him someday and say, hey, we're in some scenes together. Nice to finally meet you.
Well, that's so normal. I mean, when you look at projects and like the people that I don't necessarily work with, it's like, no, we weren't in scenes we didn't shoot together, but movie magic, it's editors, talk to the editors, like they put us all together and make it look smooth. So that's good.
Did you?
How are we doing on time there?
We're doing
Mr.
fine
Podcaster. I mean, because I got,
what do you got to do?
I got things things to do.
Well, I got a couple more questions. Number one,
Okay.
have you seen Never Hike Alone?
No, I haven't.
You should see it.
I don't know that I should see that. Just the title. Like I have issues about, I mean, we're in the wild up here,
No,
right?
no. It's a Friday the 13th fan film.
I know, but just the title, here's the thing. Like I have issues. Blair Witch screwed me up indefinitely. So this is all woods around here. It's wild, it's woody, it's all of that stuff. And it's more for, bears and stuff that I don't like going by myself. When I'm with a friend or whatever, I have no problem with it. But I do not like going in to the woods alone. And it takes, when I do a big hike on my own, I feel like I come back, I'm like, yes, victorious. So I don't know that I should be seeing films like Never Hike Alone. That sounds like it could exacerbate an already existing issue I have with the woods. Just
Well,
saying.
Debbie Sue got the two people involved with Never Hike Alone and 13 Fanboy, which I thought was cool. But what Vincent DeSante did, he had a cameo from somebody in one of the Friday movies, and that somebody just happened to be having dinner with somebody associated with Never Hike Alone, and he saw the footage of it, and he was like so impressed with it. He was like, "Is there something I can do on this?"
Oh,
And I thought
nice.
that was pretty cool. And he's playing actually the person's on this shirt. That I'll say. But I enjoyed Never Hike Alone. It's the best Friday film I've seen in a while. But it's because of the lawsuit going on with the Friday franchise, and so people just gone out and did some of the fan films aren't very good, but the Sunday did a really good job with this. So yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask is who are you still in touch with from A New Beginning?
Well, again, it's social media. Like I'm pretty much, Deborah and of course, and Melanie.
I have got to there's a shirt out there I got to get that's from Friday the 13th 5 that's got Melanie's face on it. And she mentioned online, if anybody shows up at a con wearing that shirt, she's going to give them a big kiss. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting that shirt.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in touch with anybody it's all social media. But I talk to all of them.
I've interviewed 6 of you from New Beginning, 3 females, 3 males. So I've had you, Debbie Sue, Melanie, and for the males, I had Ron, I had Corey Parker, and I had Bob DeSimone.
Okay.
And, yeah. And I have nothing negative to say about any of you. You're all great. But I am going to let you see my cat before I go, because I know you're an animal lover.
Yes.
Yeah, just give me
where's mine? Okay.
I'll
go get the kitty. Okay. Aw.
Skittles, say hello.
That's Skittles. Hi, Skittles. Kitty, 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 kitty. Not impressed with me either. Yeah, Clementine's gone off like clem, kitty, kitty, kitty.
What do you say?
I don't know where she's gone.
Skittles says, do the robot dance.
You've got like a fascination with that dance. I know.
I'm a cat whisperer. That's what Skittles just told me right now. He said, do the robot dance.
I was actually, what, I follow a lot of dance pages on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm always like fascinated with the stuff that's being done now, with the glitch dancing and stuff. It's really, Like there's a few people I'm just mesmerized. And then it's like I go back to, you know, what I did in Friday, and I'm like, that was kind of like the backbone to what's happening now. I mean, some of the Instagram pages with the dancing, if I hear one more time, listen to me now, you know.
I'm waiting for them to put a dance off between you and Crispin Glover on there from part 4.
Oh, I would smoke him. Absolutely. I challenge you, Crispin.
Would
Yeah.
you mind doing a few of the movements? You don't have to do the full dance, but just
I'm sitting here on a pillow. No, you do it.
I don't know how to do it.
Exactly. No, I'm not going to do them right now.
You would look great doing that with your pink llama shirt on.
It's not happening.
See, even the dog. See, the dog even wants to see it. Dog's like, you do it right now with the llama shirt on.
No, there's something happening outside the door.
Yeah, they're outside the door waiting for you to do the robot dance.
Oh my! No, and she's just barking at something. No, I'm not going to do that because it's, you know what, if I had worked on it a little bit, then I would do it. But it's yeah, you can pull up the video anytime.
Skittles is disappointed. Your dog's
sorry,
disappointed.
Skittles. No, she's at the front door. She's not even looking at me.
How do you know he's at the front door? He's probably angry that you're not doing the robot dance in the llama shirt.
I think no, I think seriously, you might want to get some help for your obsession with that dance. I know every time on Facebook, every single post that I have is whenever you comment, it has something to do with the dance or pseudo echo.
Pseudo echo owes you.
You may want to look into that.
Yeah.
So no, not going to do the dance right now. I haven't. Again, if I had heads up. So next time, if you give me a heads up, then maybe I'll do it, because it's, you know, it's one of those things that does require a little discipline and practice.
Okay, tomorrow.
And no, but tell you what, if I think of it, I have a whole list of my projects that I need to do. Here comes Clementine.
There you go.
There's Clem.
Oh, beautiful cat.
Yeah, she's kind of a looker.
Yeah.
And she's a rescue too.
Oh, mine's a rescue. Yeah.
She's a reserve cat. They both came from the res. But you know what? If I think of it, I'll do a self video of me doing it, like a little clip, and I can send it to you. How's that?
Or you know what? Even yeah, you could do that. Next year, if you got some more projects, I'd gladly have you back. You can.
I'm wanting to. Oh my God! It's like it's there are all these auditions, then all of a sudden nothing. Like, welcome to freaking Alberta. So I'm hoping it'd be nice to get some more work. Definitely, I do love it. It's so best job in the world if you can get the work. So
I'm going to. Your new thing is going to be the dance with the llama shirt.
Okay.
That's going to be your new thing. When have you done the violet hair last?
I stopped coloring my hair a long time ago. Like I just got it all cut off.
Your hair looks great.
I feel so sassy with this haircut. Yeah, I got it all cut off. I love it. It actually reminds me of one of my favorite haircuts that I had in the 90s. But no, I haven't colored my hair for a gajillion years. And again, that works too for roles and stuff, that I don't have any coloring in my hair.
Well, I keep having people in my family telling me to shave my head again. You know, I wanted to grow it out, and they keep saying, shave it. So I said, when I go to Toronto next, I see Lisa, I'm going to ask her what she thinks. And if she tells me to shave it, I'll shave it. Skittles don't care.
He don't care.
As long as I have the treat bag, you know, he don't care. Tiffany, it was wonderful having you come on here today. I appreciate this. And, when I have this ready, you can post it wherever you want to, share it wherever you want to. And yeah, I was honored to have you on here today.
Thank
I
you so
love
much.
I love this because I get an audio and I get the video, and where I'm not, my brother takes care of my YouTube, but with the video, I'm able to put those right up.
Right.
Whereas with the audio, I don't know how to do that because I'm still waiting for some 2019s and my 2021 so I can put them public. And they're all on just audio. That was before I did Zoom. So I'm like, but I've been able to get these out to people faster. So
No, Zoom
um,
platform is amazing. It's really revolutionized a lot of stuff. So it's I think one of the positive things that have come out of the pandemic. Um,
whoever
you know,
created that needs a Purple Heart.
well, and yeah, I'm sure they can afford all the Purple Hearts that they freaking want, right? It would have been nice to invest in Zoom early on.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I
Yep.
mean, like Skype, see ya. Like I never liked Skype anyway. I hate the boop, boop, boop. I no patience for Skype. Zoom, easy, accessible, comprehensive. Like
Mhm.
even a tech dummy can do it. Um, interfaces like make sense. So
Mhm.
I totally dig Zoom. Use it all the time.
Well, we're having some decent weather here. Feel free to show us the ones where you're shoveling your car out of the storms because I'm going to tell you, I saw those. And I
You
was
will
like,
never hear me complaining about the cold. I get cold, but you will never like I could do winter all year round. I'm so happy for fall. Like those record temperatures we had here, 38 degrees. That like it's heat. As soon as it gets like over 20, I start getting like So I'm loving the cool weather. Fall is coming. I see yellow leaves. So I don't, it's actually pretty mild here in the Bow Valley. So I have no problem with winter.
there you
I'm
go.
fine. I'm fine with it. All good.
Well, we got to get you at a con. I want to see you again. Before I let you go, would you mind doing a plug for my show?
Yeah. What do you want?
Just state your name, that you played Violet in A New Beginning, and say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Okay.
Go for it.
Give me a 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, this is Tiffany Helm. I played Violet, Friday the 13th, Part 5, and you are listening to Greg Gilbert's Python's Paradise.
We love you, Tiffany. Thank you so much for coming on here and
Thanks for having me.
blessing us with your llama shirt. Napoleon Dynamite's a new fan of yours now.
Well, we were thinking if we had llamas, we'd have to call one Dolly.
There you go.
Dolly Llama.
Dalai Lama. Well, you know what? I appreciate you coming on here. You have a wonderful day, and God bless you. Thank you so much. And yeah, keep yourself safe out there.
You too. Please.
Absolutely.
Pleasure seeing you, Greg.
It's a pleasure seeing you as well.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you later.
Absolutely.